Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today, we'll be taking a look at an Omega Seamaster Professional, reference 2254.50. This watch is the less known cousin of the other Seamaster Professional that became more famous thanks to the spy named Bond, James Bond. I reviewed that model as well, and although that is also called Professional, in my opinion this looks like a Professional, while that model, with its skeletonized hands and applied shiny markers, looks more like a dressy diver. Since the description dressy wouldn't really look cool on the dial, Omega named both Professional. Another area where this looks a lot more professional than the other version is legibility. Instead of the skeletonized hands with dots of lume, this comes with large sword hands that have as much lume as one can want. The markers follow the same principle, with large blobs of lume and a painted line around them. This oversized hands and markers combination, together with the fact the lume is outstanding, makes for one of the most legible watches you can get. There simply isn't a situation where you won't be able to tell the time on this. The dial is also quite large compared to the rest of the watch. This large size allows it to have the date at 3 o'clock and still have an almost fully sized hour marker, making the watch look like a no-date model from afar. I love that, as the watch looks more symmetrical. Some dislike the lack of applied markers or logo, saying it doesn't really give a luxurious look, but in my opinion, it just adds to the toolish style of this watch. The dial itself features the legendary wave pattern, and I still to this day prefer this to the more modern glossy and even ceramic versions. Not because it looks better, but because to me it is an essential part of the Seamaster DNA. The movement powering this watch is Omega Caliber 1120, which is a modified ETA 2892, a thinner, more premium alternative to the more common 2824. Omega not only decorates and adjusts the movement, but also modifies the winding mechanism, increasing the number of jewels from 21 to 23. This is the last iteration of this movement that uses a traditional Swiss lever escapement, as in the next generation the name changed to the Caliber 2500 with the introduction of the coaxial escapement that Omega is famous for even today. Although you might be tempted to go for that variant, note that the early 2500 calibers in their A, B, and C variant were known to have reliability issues that were finally fixed in the D variant. This, on the other hand, being a tried and tested old technology, is as reliable as a wood-burning stove. If we look at it through cars analogy that I sometimes use, this would be a regular naturally aspirated gasoline engine compared to the turbocharged and supercharged gasoline-electric hybrid that is the coaxial model. Coaxials are simply more complex and were at the time something new for Omega, which is why it took them some time to get it right. With the newest generation of their movements, Omega has mastered the coaxial system, and they're outstanding in both reliability and accuracy. But come with one huge problem. Pun intended. The watches powered by their new generation of movements are very, very thick. This, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. With its thickness of just 11.5 millimeters, it is probably one of the thinnest 300-meter water-resistant automatic watches out there that shows you don't need a hockey puck on your wrist to get that kind of performance. With the rest of the dimensions being pretty reasonable as well, at 41 millimeters in diameter and around 48 lug to lug, this watch looks great and wears comfortably on pretty much any size wrist. The Speedmaster styled 5-link bracelet helps with the comfort as well. It really is becoming one of my favorite bracelets. I think part of that comfort comes from the fact the links have the same rounded shape on the underside as well as on the outside. The only bad side of this bracelet is the very protruding T-shaped end link that increases the lug to lug quite a bit. So if you're on the border of this thing being too large for you, you would be better off getting the Bond-styled bracelet. The clasp is large, milled, and features a fixed diver's extension. If I were keeping this watch as a daily wear, I would personally opt for the newer Glide Lock clasp, as it does help with the comfort as your wrist expands and contracts over the course of the day. And also this one sadly doesn't have any micro adjustments. The case, other than the great proportions, is very nicely finished as well. Polished large bevels and brushed sides make this instantly recognized as an Omega. This being a 90s design, it does have some outdated looking parts, like the smallish crown and the shape of the crown guards, as well as the large font used on the aluminium bezel. The bezel itself has scalloped grip that, according to Omega, mimics the waves on a sea. And although it looks great and helps in this watch clearing cuffs, it is somewhat hard to operate as your fingers keep slipping. I can only imagine how hard it will be to operate using gloves. When not slipping, the operation is actually quite good. Solid 120 clicks and perfect alignment give out a feeling of quality. So to conclude, this is a very well executed watch that puts many of today's divers to shame with its legibility and incredible lack of thickness. It is powered by a tried and tested movement that will serve you for decades and offer great performance if serviced regularly. It comes from one of the biggest names in the business, and although it has some outdated looking parts about it, I think I'm right in saying the design has aged quite well, with the potential of becoming a future classic. Some of the design cues can be seen on the current Planet Ocean models, although in a much flashier and luxurious way. This watch is a great alternative to the more popular Bond model, and it will give you better legibility while keeping a lower profile, both literally and figuratively. Well, that's it when it comes to this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.